What is up, guys? My name is Caleb, and welcome back to another episode of 2 Minute Tuesdays, the show where I answer your questions or respond to any current events in 2 minutes or less. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Warner Brothers recently was in the news because they announced that they're going to have their very first transgender superhero. They are casting the transgender actress Nicole Maines as the Dreamer in Supergirl. When asked at a San Diego Comic-Con about her character, she was quoted as saying, "She has this ferocious drive to protect people and to fight against discrimination and hate. She's the superhero we need right now." Obviously, this was a very polarizing announcement. People on both sides of the issue. One side saying that it was about time, considering all the publicity that the transgender community has received lately. It only makes sense that Hollywood would show this in their TV shows and their movies. The other side, a lot of concerned parents, because in case you didn't know, Supergirl is showed exclusively on the CW, a channel designed for middle school and high school students. They were saying that basically this is social justice propaganda on the issue of transgenderism. Now, I don't have time to talk about transgenderism at this moment for this video, and I don't have time to talk about sexuality or gender identity in our entertainment. But what I do want to talk about in 2 minutes or less is this argument that conservative parents or conservatives in general are sticking their heads in the sand if they don't want their kids to see these things, because the reality of the situation is that there's transgender people in the world, so it only makes sense that we would represent them. So let's go ahead and throw up the clock for 2 minutes or less. Even if you consider yourself pro-transgender, I think it's disingenuous to pretend as if these shows are reflecting reality. Even the most liberal organizations cite the statistics at 94 out of every 100,000 people consider themselves transgender. So if you were trying to show people what the world was really like, you would expect the same statistical scarcity in your shows or movies that you see in the real world. Now, obviously, that isn't happening with this show, but I was curious as to how large the discrepancy really was. And so I went and Googled the show and found out how many characters had played over the seasons as superheroes, and it came out to about 20 actors that had reoccurring roles over those seasons, and this new actress was going to be number 21. So then it rose the question of, okay, if superheroes or transgenders at the same rate as normal people, which again, if this is supposed to be showing the real world, you would assume that would be the case. What are the chances that you would meet a transgender superhero in the first 21 superheroes you met? After you crunch those numbers, you find that it is less than 1/10 of 1%. Less than 1/10 of 1%. Now, how can you claim that is a reflection of reality? That is your reality. That is a narrative that you are trying to spin, because that is what we call a statistical anomaly. And to me, it's only proof that this is social engineering in the fact that WB Warner Brothers has their hands in everything DC Comics. So that is Aquaman, Justice League, Wonder Woman, Batman, all of these things. And yet they choose to start this with a small side character on a kid's show. I mean, why not pick a blockbuster in the summer and make Batman transgender? Instead, you decide to go with a young person show and a side character. It's almost as if you're trying to reach a very specific demographic and ease them into an idea. And you wait until several seasons in when you've already developed a devout following, and then you introduce this. But with all fairness, this is not just a show, this is a conversation, so I want to hear what you think. Do you think that these parents are out of line for being concerned about how realistic this really is? Do you think that it's time that we have a transgender superhero in the media? I want to hear from you guys in the comment section down below, and share this video with an explanation of why you agree or disagree. And until next time, we love you guys very much, and we hope you have a great week. Bye-bye.